What's up, everybody? You already know who it is. It's DripGodDero, and I'm back at you guys with another banger. So in today's video, we will be ranking every player on the Atlanta Hawks 2022-2023 roster. Now, y'all already know how I like to do this. I like to make it into a tier list. And before I do even get started, hey, I just want to shout out all the new subscribers who've been fucking with your boy, who've been liking the videos, who've been commenting, subscribing, and doing all of that, man. I really appreciate it, and we going to the moon, man. We going to the moon. So, yeah, I appreciate that support, and let's get right into it. Alright, so y'all see it, and just so you guys know, I do make these tier lists myself, so hey, if you appreciate the hard work that comes with making these tier lists, man, like the damn video. But y'all see the different categories. We have stars of the team, very good player, deserves big minutes, decent rotational player, gives you solid minutes, fine for garbage time / development, and get them off the motherfucking team. Now, y'all see all the players as well, and just so you guys know, these players will be ranked in order from best to worst. So the person I put last on this list, that means they're the worst player on the goddamn team. The player I put as the first player on this list, that means they're the best player on this team. But let's proceed. Alright, so I'm not going to waste you guys' time. Let's go on and get the obvious out the way. As the best player on the team, I have Trae Young. Now, I feel like that's pretty obvious. We don't really need to say too much else. And yeah, man, he's definitely the best player on this team. As the second best player on the team, I have DeJounte Murray. I feel like that's also obvious as well, and I feel like we don't really need to say too much. Great defensive player. What else do we need to say? Now we get to the point where we need to actually speak on these certain players. And as the third best player on this team, I know a lot of people might not like this, but I have Clint Capella, and I have him at very good player, deserves big minutes. No, I have him in this position because I feel like he's the anchor to this team's defense. He is also averaging a decent amount of rebounds. He is averaging 12 rebounds per game. And like I said, I feel like he's the heart of this team. He's the anchor of the defense. And he gets things done. Definitely a good pick and roll big. Right behind him, I have John Collins. Now, when it comes to John Collins, he has been having a shooting slump, but me personally, I still feel like he is very valuable to this team, being a big that is very athletic, can shoot the three, and you know, just pretty diverse. Also, his defense has been great this year as well, so definitely a good player. I feel like he's, you know, he gets more flack than he really deserves, to be honest, in my opinion. But right behind him, I have DeAndre Hunter. Now, when I was first making this video, and you know, just writing up my tier list in general on who I feel like are the best players on this team, I had DeAndre Hunter right here. But I had to think about it for a second, and I was like, man, one thing that I done noticed about DeAndre Hunter is that he has not, you know, really gotten any better. He's stagnated to me when it comes to how good of a player he is. And because of that, I feel like I have to put him in this position. Also, he is very injury prone as well, so I do want to note that. But he is still a great 3-and-D player, and he's definitely a very good player, deserves big minutes, and still has a little bit more potential to actually grow as a player. Right behind him, I do have Bogdanovic. I got him also at very good player, deserves big minutes. He is a great 6-man style of player. He does everything pretty well. He can pass the ball decently well. He can shoot the ball decently well, and he just has a high IQ in general. So I do got him at that position. And right behind him, I do have Onyeka Okongwu. Now let me pull him. I got him at very good player, deserves big minutes as well. And I feel like, to be honest, I feel like he could really start on a lot of teams, to be honest. I really do think he could start on a lot of teams. He is a great backup big man. and he's only 22 years old. So the amount of impact that he really does provide, be it defensively and as well as rebounding, with the limited amount of minutes he gets, I feel like he could definitely start. So yeah, I got him at that position as well. Right behind him, I got AJ Griffin. Now, I could put him at very good players, deserves big minutes, but I will put him at decent rotational player right now. So he is a rookie. He is only 19 years old, I believe, and he's been great. He is 6'6", and he's definitely impacted this team a lot coming off the bench. He has potential to also fill a similar role to DeAndre Hunter as a 3-and-D player, but he has more potential when it comes to, ball handling. I feel like he's a slightly better ball handler than DeAndre Hunter. So that's something to note, and he definitely has a bright future. Right behind him, I have Jalen Johnson. I got him also as decent rotational player, gives you solid minutes. And I have him in this position because he is a 6'9" forward, and he is pretty solid. He definitely is pretty solid. He hasn't been shooting the ball great from 3, but when he is out there, I like what I do see from him when it comes to his defense. But sometimes he can look lost out there. So he still has some more room to grow. But overall, pretty solid young player who actually is impacting this team. So shout out to him. Right behind him, I have Aaron Holiday. Now, I'm struggling on putting him for garbage time / development or decent rotational player, gives you solid minutes. When it comes to Aaron Holiday, I feel like he'll give you one good game every now and then, but he'll also give you one bad game. So in a sense, he's somewhat a little bit of inconsistent in a sense. So I'm going to give him the benefit of doubt and put him right here, but he could easily be right here in my honest opinion. But I'm going to leave him right here for now. He is good defensively though, so I do want to note that though. Right behind him, I have Justin Holiday. I have the older Holiday brother. Now, I got him at 5 for garbage time / development. He is a veteran, and I feel like he gets more flack than he needs to, in a sense, to be honest. I really do feel like the Hawks fans, they tend to hate him a little bit more than needed. Now, I know he hasn't been knocking down his 3-point shots that much this year, but he's still a solid vet, man. He can still hit the 3 every now and then. He's shooting around 34%. He's almost league average, and defensively, he's alright. So, yeah, I got him at that position. Right behind him, I have Trent Forrest. Now, Trent Forrest is a defensive-minded guard, and the thing that will make or break him when it comes to him actually being in the league and, actually being serviceable and having a decent NBA career is his 3-point shot. Now, his 3-point shot has been a struggle. I'm going to just keep it a band. His 3-point shot has been a struggle, and if he can put that together, he will, last in the league for a decent amount of time as a backup guard. But until he does put that together, he is fine for garbage time and development for me. Right behind him, I have Frank Kaminsky. Now, Frank Kaminsky, he is a 7-footer who can shoot the 3. I feel like that's very versatile, especially for this team. And he is an actual 7-footer. Let's keep it real when it comes to this team. They don't have too many real 7-footers. They have a lot of 6'9" power forwards and centers, but I feel like it's always nice for a team to actually have a 7-footer to, foul to be a foul bucket for, certain matchups, such as going against Jokic or Joel Embiid, to actually keep your valuable big man, such as Capella, such as my boy right here, to stay on the floor. So, yeah, I got Frank Kaminsky right there, and I feel like he is pretty diverse. Right behind him, I have Jarrett Culver. Now I got him in this position because he has a similar role to Trent Forrest, but I feel like he's just a little bit worse. Now there is still potential for him due to him being that 6th pick of 2019, but it's like he can't shoot, and it's like defensively I would definitely take Forrest over Culver. So with that being said, his role is pretty much fulfilled already on this team, and I don't really see him getting too many minutes for this team. But he is fine for garbage time development. Right behind him, I have Vic Krejci. Now, I got him in this position because there's a lot of potential when it comes to him. He is a 6'8 guard that actually has handles. And yes, I said a 6'8 guard. So he tends to play the point guard, shooting guard role. And due to that, I feel like there's a lot of potential for him to, be a point guard off the bench who is 6'8, who can look over the defense or look over his defender. And I feel like it's a lot of potential, but he's just, still pretty raw and needs more time for development. As the final player on this team and the worst player on this team, I have Tyrese Martin. Now, Tyrese Martin, he is 23 and he is a rookie. Now, he doesn't really stand out too much to me, but one thing I do want to notice how athletic he is. If you look at some of his plays from college, you would think that he was the next coming of LeBron James just based on that athleticism. But other than that, there still isn't much that he has really shown on the NBA level, so I do have to put him as the worst player on this team. So, with that being said, let's recap this list and I'll close out. Alright, so to recap this tier list, as the best player on the team, I have Trae Young. As the second best player on the team, I have DeJounte Murray. As the third best player on the team, I have Clint Capella. As the fourth best player on the team, I have Josh Collins. As the fifth best player on the team, I have DeAndre Hunter. As the sixth best player on the team, I have Bogdan Bogdanovic. As the seventh best player on the team, I have Onyeka Okongwu. As the eighth best player on the team, I have AJ Griffin. As the ninth best player on the team, I have Jalen Johnson. As the 10th best player on the team, I have Aaron Holiday. As the 11th best player on the team, I have Justin Holiday. As the 12th best player on the team, I have Trent Forrest. As the 13th best player on the team, I have Frank Kaminsky. As the 14th best player on the team, I have Jared Culver. As the 15th best player on the team, I have Vic Krejci. And as the worst player on the motherfucking team, I have Tyrese Martin. Now, if you enjoyed this video, please like the video, comment on the video, subscribe to the motherfucking channel, turn on notifications and all that good stuff, and tell me what team you would want to see next in the comments down below, man. I'm out. Peace.